What's the word, man? What's the word, Dirty, man? Loco on this notepad once again, man. About to share my thoughts on some boxing, man. Today's topic, Gervonta Tank Davis, man. Gervonta Tank Davis, man. I can't believe him, man. Truthfully, look, stanky tanky, man. I'm sorry, Gervonta, I gotta do this to you, man. But yeah, it's looking ugly out here for you, man. It's looking nasty out here, nasty, man. Gervonta Tank Davis out here being a stanky tanky once again, man. Once again, man. Come on, Dirty. How you being like that, man? Once again, man. He not giving us the matchup with Roach, which at first we didn't even want the goddamn match to begin with. We didn't even want the matchup to begin with, but since you didn't win and you from the mean streets of Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? We thought, you know what I'm saying, you might have wanted your rematch back in blood, you know what I'm saying? It was a knockdown anyway. Greasing your face and your hair and your eye, I don't want to hear that. You go down voluntarily in a boxing match while the match is still engaged. That's a knockdown. Yes, that's a knockdown for anybody who don't know. That's a knockdown. But anyway, since you took your draw or whatnot, you thought, you know what I'm saying, we would have want your rematch back in blood. But no, man, no. You want to go against a green-ass boxer with no accolades, no credentials, none of that stuff, man. None of that. Yes, I understand it's a money, it's a business and all that stuff. It's going to generate a lot of bread. I understand that, man. But this one, man, man, come on now. You got to, Gervonta, you over 30, Dirty. You got to start taking these fights, Dirty. You got to start taking them, man. You want your name to be mentioned with your peers in the future years down the line, man. Come on now. Yes, get your bread. I ain't hating on that. Get your bread by any means. But you gonna want your name to be mentioned with your peers later down the line. I'm telling you. Canelo Alvarez, he gonna have his name mentioned down the line. But all that stuff, man, shit, they gonna have their names mentioned down the line with the Floyds, the Roy Joneses, James Tonys, and all that stuff. Oscar De La Hoyas. You see how they names still living on after their fighting career. They're still living on. You know, you gotta have yours in there too, man. And you fighting Jake Paul is gonna give you monetary gain for now, man. But if you ain't making them proper investments and all that stuff, man, you ain't gonna have nothing to show in the future, you know. Now we all know Tank can sell. Yes, he can sell. He can sell. He can sell a pay-per-view on his own. But I bet you on that B side, it ain't gonna be nobody y'all know. It ain't gonna be nobody y'all know, or anybody that the public demands. It's just not. You know. It's just not. You know. Now, yes, he is the current WBA 135 champion. He is the current champion and all that stuff. But just to put things in perspective, man, he was elevated to that because Devin Haney dropped the belts. Devin Haney vacated, because you know Devin Haney, he was the real undisputed champion in 135. Then he got vacated, all the belts had dispersed, and Gervonta Tank Davis got elevated to the real champion. He's the real champion now. All them other title defenses was regular WBA champions. Them was the underbelts to what is the main belt. You know what I'm saying? It was the underbelt. It was the little, oh, you next in line type belt, but it wasn't the main thing. You know, it wasn't the main thing. But yeah, man, this the same dude that want to call Bud Crawford out and all that stuff, talking about he want to tweet at him, talking about he got hella kids and all that stuff. He got hella kids, and his wife or his girl weigh 360 pounds, bro. That was some disrespectful stuff, Gervonta, man. You tripping, Dirty. You tripping. Then when Bud pressed him on a podcast talking about he could tap his chin, Bud say, come tap my chin, come tap my chin. Bud responded to him. Next thing you know, Gervonta Tank Davis fan club or his team or whatnot talking about it was all fun and games and all that stuff. Want to walk his words back and all that stuff. Come on, man. Gervonta, you out here looking sus, Dirty. You out here looking sus. Now, to the casuals, you all listen that, but for the people who know boxing and all that stuff, it ain't flying over here, Dirty. It ain't flying over here, Dirty. But at the same time, man, Tank, for y'all, man, this y'all tweet and delete king, man. This y'all tweet every time Gervonta is in some hot bubble or wanna, you know what I'm saying, go off on a motherfucker. He always wanna tweet and delete stuff, bro. Tweet and delete it. He always tweet and delete it. Also, he always wearing purses with the fingernail polish as well. But hey, that's y'all king, Dirty. That's y'all king, man. This the same Gervonta Tank Davis who won Duck Loma, Duck Shakur, Duck Haney, and Duck Teofimo Lopez, bro. He want to do all that stuff. But he did fight Ryan Garcia, though. I give him that. He did fight Ryan Garcia under certain stipulations. Which included a catch weight and a rehydration clause. Meaning he can't, after the weigh-ins, he can't go up and weight to a certain, he can't gain no more than 10 pounds, maybe, I think. He can't gain no more than 10 pounds or whatnot at the fight night and whatnot. But this Tanky, man, this y'all Tank, man. Want to put in turns to fight certain fighters, you know what I'm saying? Because his confidence will probably not be up there and all that stuff like it should for an elite fighter, you know? If you go fight somebody, fight them. Damn. Always trying to put some stipulations on the motherfucker. I'm going to get into that in a hot second. But this the same Tank that want to give up this gangsta ass persona with the tattoos and all that stuff, with all these street cats that's pulling up to his fights and all that stuff, but moving like a Cabbage Patch Kid. For real. Dude straight moving like a Cabbage Patch. Straight up. And I'm not knocking him, because anybody who gets in the ring deserves kudos. Anybody. As far as Jake Paul, he deserves his kudos. You know what I'm saying? But the moves you make, you want to get high praise in the honor of a champion at his highest order, but you're not fighting the people that the public demand. You're not fighting the people that the public demand. You're not matchmaking correctly to have the praise that you are that you warranted. You know what I'm saying? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Come on now. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You want that. You gotta fulfill your obligations to that. You just do. You gotta fulfill your obligations to that, man. You gotta fulfill your obligations, man. Tank, he 30 out here moving like a fucking prospect, man. Matter of fact, you a 30-year-old prospect, Dirty. You a 30-year-old prospect. Why do I say that? Because you haven't gave us the biggest fights. Yeah, you gave us a Ryan fight, but Ryan ain't like that, as y'all can see. Everybody can see Ryan not like that. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan not like that. You want to put catch weights and rehydrations on people. Hector Garcia, you moved him up from 130 to 135. Rolly, no skill. Rolly Morero, he got no skill. Rolly can sell a fight, but he has no skill. Pitbull was a late replacement, and now you went 12 rounds with Pitbull. He a household name in Mexico. You straight made Pitbull into a household name. Yes, he did, y'all. Mario Barrios was a rehydration. You know, you did go 5 pounds to fight a regular champion. He wasn't a full champion. He was a regular champion. And you put a rehydration clause on him, Dirty. You put a rehydration clause on him, you know. Gamboa, you knocked him out. Yes, it took you over 12 rounds to knock him out. And he had 2 losses prior to that. Meanwhile, Bud out here knocking him out, out here giving you the blueprint how to knock him out, and he did that in 9 rounds. He did that in 9 rounds, man. But anyway, man, come on. This is looking ugly, man. This is looking ugly. He hasn't not fought not one elite fighter that the public demanded, and he's 30 years old, and he has nothing to show for it. But you want the praise, though, Dirty. You want the praise. You ain't getting that. You cut that out. We ain't castles over here. You can sell that bullshit up here to your fan club and all that. But for the people who know boxing and all that stuff, you ain't doing that, bro. You ain't serving a good purpose, man. You ain't serving a good purpose, man. Tap in with your boy, man. We could spar in the comments or whatnot. Like, subscribe, man. I'm out.